The elephant is another animal I think I have never seen in real life, have I? Maybe a small one when I was a child, but not recently. So if you've ever seen an elephant in the wild, it would be better. Tell me in the comment section below, how is it? If not, let's look at the weirdest things elephants did, or the weirdest things about elephants. Starting with some important things, elephants are actually really important for their environment. The mammoths were really important, and their disappearance had a huge impact on the environment. So is the presence of elephants. As well as having a fascinating anatomy and behavior traits, elephants also play an essential role in the delicate African and Asian ecosystem. Their huge size means that they can shape the landscape that they are in. As they move around and feed, they create clearings in wooded areas which let light in so that new plants can grow and smaller animals can survive. They are also a very important form of seed dispersal. Elephant dung often contains undigested seeds which are often spread widely around the area as the animals travel. Also, if you find yourself stranded without food near elephant dung, you should know from Bear Grylls that you can drink the water from its dung. By his words, the water in the poo is almost sterile. Sometimes the seeds from the dung are too big for smaller animals to eat, making elephants a vital carrier for these plants. Elephant dung is also an important resource for humans. Their nutrient-rich manure replenishes depleted soils so that humans can have a nutrient-rich soil to plant crops in. Elephants are important for other animals within the environment too. They dig water holes when river beds are dry that other animals can use as a water source, and their large footprints can create deep holes for water to collect in. The wide trails that they carve through the vegetation as they move through the landscape can also act as a fire breaker and water runoff, and make it easier for humans and other animals to access the forest and brush. The word elephant comes from the Greek word elephas, which means ivory, and unfortunately it has been the ivory trade which has caused about 90% of African elephants to be wiped out in the past century. Female elephants spend their whole lives living in tight family groups with their female relatives, the eldest female normally leading the group. An elephant's trunk is really heavy. It weighs around 400 pounds, but it can pick up small things as small as a single grain of rice. Elephants can recognize themselves in the mirror. They join humans, apes and dolphins as the only animals with self-awareness. Unlike stories suggest, elephants are not afraid of mice. They are, however, terrified of bees and ants. So some African farmers protect their fields from elephant damage by lining their borders with beehives. Elephants can have babies until they're 50 years old, and elephants are pregnant for 22 months. That's almost 2 years. The longest gestation period of any mammal. Still, elephants are born blind and weigh up to 260 pounds. They also suck their trunks for comfort like babies do, human babies do, with their thumb. The oldest elephant lived to be 86. His name was Li Wang and was drafted into the Japanese army during World War II. That's not a joke. Elephant family groups are very close. While they can't exactly hug each other, elephants do wrap their trunks around younger relatives to reassure them, and to greet each other, they twine their trunks together, like a handshake. Elephants have no need for mascara. Their eyelashes can grow up to be 5 inches long. In fact, they have the longest eyelashes of any animal in the world. Elephants honor their dead. The abundant sensitivity of elephants is well documented, but their sentient nature is particularly notable in the interest they express toward the dead. Even among unrelated animals, elephants show interest, examining, touching and smelling the deceased animal. Researchers have observed elephants making repeated visits, attempting to assist expired animals and calling out for help. Long after an animal has died, elephants will return and touch the remaining bones with their feet and trunks. When a mother loses their baby, they've been known to go to a depressive state and even drag the body of their baby along behind them for days. African bush elephants are the largest land animals in the world. They can weigh up to 7 tons, and they're the only mammals that can jump. Even when they're running, elephants always have at least 1 foot on the ground. They're just too heavy, plus they technically stand on their tippy toes. Elephants can be trained to fight fires by carrying crews and equipment into remote areas, like they did in Indonesia in 2015. They use their trunks as snorkels when they swim. They know how to swim naturally, and according to Wild Animal Park, the only mammals that have to learn to swim are humans and the primates. They can spend 16 hours a day eating, which sounds like the life for some people. Unfortunately, they do that because they require up to 300 kilograms of food and 160 liters of water each day to survive. Elephants also yawn. I just made myself yawn by thinking of an elephant's yawn. The African elephant is not just the largest living animal, but it has an enormous brain size to match. Their brains can weigh up to a whopping 5.4 kilograms and are without doubt the largest brain of all animals living on land. Need help remembering which is an African elephant and which is an Asian elephant? Check out their ears. African elephant ears are rather hairfully the shape of Africa. Asian elephant ears are really small, not the size of India or Asia. Baby elephants stay with mom for up to 10 years. They even learn to eat by putting their trunks inside their mother's mouths to take food from a higher position, simulating a branch. Male elephants leave the herd between the ages of 12 and 15 and usually live alone, although may sometimes form small groups with other males. Elephants also can get sunburned. These giants bathe in the mud to help protect their skin from the sun. Also, elephants make sounds that we can't even hear. Some of their calls are so low they are below the range of human hearing, and these amazing animals can recognize over 100 different friends from their calls alone. Still, you definitely don't want to get in the way of a charging elephant. If the elephant doesn't see you as a friend, it's said that they can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour. Imagine 7 tons at 40 kilometers an hour coming your way. Move. The memory of elephants is legendary, and for good reason. Of all land animals, elephants possess the largest brains. They have the ability to recall distant watering holes, other elephants, and humans they have encountered, and even the passage of many years. That's why elephants need their elders. They need to be taught those things that they eventually remember. Elephants transmit their wealth of knowledge from generation to generation through the matriarchs, and this sharing of information has been beneficial to the creature's survival. They're also able to recall the path to sources of food and water across great distances and how to reach alternative areas should the need arise. Even more impressive, they adjust their schedule to arrive just in time for the fruit they are seeking to be ripe. They can also distinguish languages. Elephant language skills go beyond understanding. One Asian elephant learned to mimic words in Korean. Researchers theorize that because his primary social contact while growing up was with humans, he learned to mimic words as a form of social bonding. Unfortunately, they can also suffer from PTSD. We know that elephants are sensitive souls with strong bonds to their family members, a need for comfort, and a long memory. So it should come as a no surprise that elephants who experience tragedy, like witnessing a family member being killed by poachers, have symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Calves orphaned by poachers will show PTSD-like symptoms even decades later. Elephants released from abusive situations show symptoms of PTSD long after they found safety in a sanctuary. And they also can't live without their trunks. The trunk is filled with over 40,000 muscles. It's powerful and extremely sensitive. Elephants use their prehensile trunks to smell, eat, breathe underwater, make sounds, clean themselves, and defend themselves. Elephants also have fingers at the tip of their trunks. African elephants have 2 and Asian elephants have 1 that allow them to pick up tiny objects. Extremely dexterous, elephants can form a joint with their trunk to pile up small materials like grains. They also have math skills. Asian elephants may just be one of the smartest creatures in the animal kingdom when it comes to math. Researchers in Japan attempted to train Asian elephants to use a computer touchscreen panel. One of the 3 elephants, when presented with different quantities, was able to choose the panel that displayed more fruit. It should be noted that only Asian elephants have been shown to possess this ability. Researchers think that the split of African and Asian elephant species 7.6 million years ago may have resulted in different cognitive abilities. Elephant feet are covered in a soft leather padding that helps them to protect their weight, as well as preventing them from slipping and dulling the sound of their footsteps. As a result, elephants can walk almost silently despite their huge weight. Furthermore, elephants use their feet to listen to the subsonic rumblings made by other elephants through vibrations in the ground. They have been observed to listen by putting their trunks on the ground and carefully positioning their feet. Elephants are also able to recognize and distinguish human voices, not just elephant or other animals' voices. They can tell the difference between human languages, male and female voices, friendly voices, and those associated with danger. Adult elephants have no real predators in the wild, unfortunately, except for us. Right now, elephants are fighting for their survival. Despite a ban on international sales of ivory in 1989, the illegal trade has expanded, particularly over the last 10 years, and is now bigger than ever. The number of elephants being poached for their ivory is unacceptable, and we must end this before it's too late. For that reason, for their intelligence and memory, elephants in recent years have been shown to be more and more violent towards people, and for good measure. Hopefully things get done or chilled out sooner than later. That's all for today. I hope you liked this episode. Tell me in the comment section below if you've ever seen an elephant, where and when, how are they. Of course, elephants in zoos are not really happy elephants. They are in close, confined, small, unsanitary places. Their place is in the wild. That's all for today. I'm Alex. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it, you shared it, you watched it for the better part. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and beware of falling apples.